Hi guys, it's Julie. Welcome back to my wonderful BC life. I'm back today with a combination of a vlog and also a shopping haul video from this trip we ended up taking. Dave finally decided to take some time off. It had been years since we had gone anywhere really, and he decided to take 2 weeks off. And we drove down to the along the west coast of the United States, a fair distance. It sort of ended up being a bit of a muddle because we ended up going like over here and over there and sort of all over the place. But we ended up doing a lot of things, but there was a lot of driving involved in it. But along the way, you know me, I'm trying to find things to buy to decorate my house with, and it was kind of tricky because some of the things I was looking for I knew that the US Dollar Tree stores carried, and it started off on a really bad foot. The first Dollar Tree that we went to, it was just like somebody let off a bomb in there. You walked in the door and the first thing you noticed was that things were thrown all over the floors. The shelves were half empty. The aisles were filled with skids of boxes just everywhere. And Dave is having a fit. He's like, he does not want to be there. You know, shopping isn't his thing, let's be honest. It's not most men's things. They really could not care less about it. But when we went into that store, it really set him off. He's just like, that was ridiculous. And I said, well, they obviously are short-handed. I actually heard the one fellow up at the front checkout say to one of the other workers that so-and-so had already stormed out. So that didn't help that one of the workers stormed out. So anyway, that set him off on a bad foot. But he knew that there were things I was looking for, and he couldn't understand in his mind why I just couldn't get them here. And the reason being that we don't have Plus stores in Canada, at least not in my area we don't, and those things will not be available in our stores. Although, I will throw this out now while I'm thinking of it. After we got back, I did have to go into Dollar Tree just briefly, and I noticed in lots of different places they've upped the prices to $1.75 now. Oh my God. In the area where they have all the seasonal stuff, $1.75 tags all over the place. And I think it was down one of the food aisles or something that we were down. $1.75 all down the aisles. So Dollar Tree is not going to be as good of a deal as it's been in the past. They are obviously upping the prices on a lot of their items. And I don't mind it if the items are worth it. But if you're giving us the same things that we had before, but now you're talking, from the first increment going up that they've done to where they are now, you're talking 75 cents. That's almost double what things were not that long ago. Maybe 2 or 3 years ago, they were $1. Now they're $1.75. So anyway, like I say, prices have gone crazy. But my point was, anyways, I've sort of gone off track here. But my point was that Dave couldn't understand why I couldn't just get those things at our stores. And some of the things that I bought, I know are available at our stores. So being as they were still $1.25 down in the States, it was a better deal for me. Anyway, as our journey went on, like I say, we started off up the West Coast. We went through Washington State and Oregon, and we were in California a little bit, but then we veered off to Las Vegas. Now, I'm not going to go into details in my vlog about what we did or saw when we were on this trip. That I have videos coming up that will show all of that. And they will be coming up. I think I got the first one scheduled for Saturday, and there will be 8 of them. There will be a new one every other day, starting, I believe it's Saturday. So you'll get an idea of what we saw and what we did. But we went over to Vegas. And then we were in Arizona at one point, and then we ended up over in California, and then after that we headed back. Oh, we took the highway back instead of like the more scenic route, and I hate the highways. I'm like my mom. My mom always said that when she went traveling, she wanted to go, she didn't care how slow it was, she'd rather go down the, ordinary roads, go through the towns and stuff. As she put it, she wanted to see where the people live. And to her, that was more interesting. I'm the exact same way. I want to see where the people live. I don't want to be down an interstate where all you're doing is going, yeah, there's more signs for McDonald's and Burger King and Starbucks. And what are you going to think about? You see scenery, yes, but, I just don't like it. I don't like the stress of the additional traffic. Give me the back roads any day. So when we went there, I forget how long it took us, but I'm going to say at least 4 days, maybe a bit longer. But then when we came back, it only took us 3 days to get all the way back from California. And then at one point, like the very last morning when we got up, I opened up the map and I said to Dave, I said, are we going to be home today? He says, oh, no. He says, there's no way we're going to be home today. And I said, well, I think you're wrong. I said, I think we're going to be home today. And sure enough, we made it home. And bear in mind, that was with some major screw-ups along the way, let me tell you. When you're driving in unfamiliar territory, sometimes you turn the wrong way or you get muddled up, especially, God forbid, if you're driving in the dark where you don't know where you are. Making a wrong turn is so easy, even with GPS. It's still possible. Sometimes GPS sends you the wrong way. But anyway, we made it home all from that point, all in one day. And like I say, it was disappointing in a way because we had at least 2 more days. Like he had 3 more days before he had to be to work. So he could have spent 2 more days in the, I must say, stiflingly hot. You would not believe how hot it was down in California and in anywhere in that area. It was so hot. California, Nevada, yeah, just so hot. So anyway, but I still would have enjoyed having time to see more things because there were a lot of things I wanted to see that I didn't. But Dave was convinced that we needed more time to get home, but because he took the interstate. Anyway, enough about that. So along the way, I did a lot of shopping, too much shopping. Honestly, when you put it all out on the counter, you're going, oh, Jesus, I got a little bit carried away. And Dave was so good about it most of the time, other than the fact that he could not care less if his feet ever set foot into another Dollar Tree ever again. At one point, he even said, we're not going in any more Dollar Trees. This is the last one. And then actually after that, he did take me in one more Dollar Tree, and that was the one that I did find one of the items I was looking at in. So it paid off in the long run. But the problem, I was looking for ones that had the plus section, and it seemed like every one I went in up to that last one didn't have the plus section. I think one did, and it was that messy one, and there was hardly anything there, and everything was thrown all over here. So I didn't find what I was looking for there either. But anyway, I'm getting all hot and flustered, as we know I always do. So I'm going to start off with, what should I start off with? Maybe this item, because I only got one thing from this place. I could not say no to this. It's not something I thought I was looking for, but sometimes you just see something and you think, oh, that is neat. I like that. So as soon as I saw it, I said to Dave, I said, I got to get that. And he actually walked back and grabbed it for me because he knew I wanted it. Now, this was from Target, which of course we don't have in Canada. We did briefly, but I don't know, they just hightailed it in out just about as fast as they came in the first place. I found that their stores here never really had the selection that the US stores did. They didn't have the deals, and they just weren't as appealing. But anyway, in the US store, I found this. Look at this butter dish. Oh my gosh, a beautiful, I would call it like a teal or a pale blue turkey butter dish for $5. $5. I just loved it, and Dave knew that I did, so he made sure he ran back and grabbed that for me. So I got that. We also ended up once in a Hobby Lobby. There was something I was looking for there, and I did not find it. There was one more Hobby Lobby at the last shopping stop that we did, which is where I went to the Dollar Tree, where I found what I was looking for there. There was supposed to be one of these items there, but at this point, I didn't have the heart to drag him into another Hobby Lobby. He hated it. As soon as we walked in the door, Hobby Lobby, especially at this time of the year, has so much stuff. The Halloween area and the fall area alone is huge. And then there's the Christmas area, and it's huge. And Dave's just like, oh God, no. The last thing he wants is to have to go through all that decorative stuff. He's just like, no, I don't even want to look at it. So I just couldn't make him go in another one, even though I had looked online and what I wanted was at that store. But anyway, here's what we did get at Hobby Lobby. And this was actually him that picked this out for himself. And because he works at a Chrysler dealership, he picked up a Mopar cap for $10.99. He got that. Nice cap. Anyway, he picked that up for himself. And it's hard to believe I didn't get anything decorative at Hobby Lobby. But like I say, there was something in particular I wanted, and I didn't find it. And I did even ask the girl. I said, do you have any of those? And she went and looked where it would have been, and there was a sign for it, and she says they're not in yet. Just my luck. They probably came in that very night. But anyway, we did get for $4.59 2 bags of the Candy Pop popcorn with the chocolate M&Ms. And like I say, Dave picked those up when we were going through the checkout. He saw those, so we got those. So that was my Hobby Lobby items, which, like I say, that was a bit of a disappointment knowing what there was in Hobby Lobby. Oh, I saw so much gingerbread stuff there. I could have gone nuts. But I have to use some restraint, somewhat. So, let's see, what will I do next? Okay, I'll go with this. When we were in Las Vegas, I finally made it to one of the Coca-Cola stores. Now, if you've been following me for any length of time, you may know that I have a very vast selection of Coca-Cola polar bears. If you do not know that, go back in my videos. Maybe if I remember, I'll link it below. And I have a video where it shows all of my Coca-Cola polar bears. Well, I'm always looking for new ones, but they don't seem to have them out that much anymore. There was a point where they had them coming out all of the time, and now it's just rarely that I'll find something. But, of course, I was at the Coca-Cola store, so needless to say, they had some. And I got this little fella, and what did I pay for him? $16.95 for him, which is quite a bit to pay for him because he's not a very big bear, but what are you going to do? It is what it is. I got this little fella in the rugby shirt. Now, to reflect on the reasoning behind wanting this one specifically, my 2 oldest brothers, Dave and Mike, they both played rugby with the Brantford Harlequins rugby team. And I forget how long Mike played with them for, not nearly as long as Dave did. But Dave played with them for years and years. He was right up there, you know, right up there at the top, you know, in the team, you know, what do you call it, like the management or whatever. Anyway, he was one of the main guys that had been there forever. And he passed away of leukemia in 1992. So when I saw the little rugby bear, I had to get it, mostly because of Dave, you know, because we lost him, and because, well, I won't go into details, but let's just say Mike and I are a bit on the outs these days, it seems. But we won't go into that. But like I say, this is to honor my brother Dave, who we lost far too soon. He was only 45 years old. And also at the Coca-Cola store, for $7.95 a piece, I got these little hoodies. This one here, little red Coca-Cola hoodie. And I'm going to put that on one of my other little Coca-Cola polar bears. I'll find one that it fits. And then I also found this one. And this one's a white one with the Coca-Cola bear's face on it. And he has the little, there's the face, and he has the little bear ears up here at the top. So I'm going to put that on one of my little bears as well. So that's what I got from the Coca-Cola store. Now, which ones am I going to do? I think I'm going to save those for last. I'll do Dollar Tree now. Now, these are probably available here. I'm pretty sure I may have even seen them in here. And I couldn't remember if I even needed one. I may already have enough of these, but I saw it and I thought, well, I'm going to get one anyway. So it was $1.25. And it's the little sort of like dancing skeletons. And it's like a little metal tree skirt. So I got one of those. And like I say, I don't know if I even needed that, but when I saw it, I decided I wanted it. And these are probably available here too. And that's the Happy Halloween oven mitts. And, well, it's $1.25 each because they're not sold as a pair. So anyway, I got a pair of those. And I did not know that this pair was child size. I didn't realize it at the time, so I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with them because I've got big feet. But anyway, maybe they'll fit Emily. You never know. If I remember, I'll ask her if they'll fit her because she's got tiny feet. She's very petite. So $1.25. I got the Minnie Mouse Halloween socks. Let's see if I can zoom in on the picture. It's kind of hard to zoom in on the picture when it's sort of folded. But anyway, they're Halloween socks and they're Minnie Mouse. I got those. And you know that I have been going on and on about wanting all those cool socks that Dollar Tree gets, and we never get them here in Canada. So I kind of went a little bit crazy when I started finding them. I got the Reese's. These are those like nice soft socks, you know, the ones. Very nice and soft. And they're the Reese's socks. And it does say Reese's up here at the top of the sock. So I got one pair of those. And I've always loved my Twizzlers. So I got a pair of Twizzler socks. And these are also that really nice soft fabric. So I got one of them. And this one's more of a Dave thing. We all know Dave loves his Hershey's Kisses. So I got the Kisses Halloween socks. And it's hard to see what the pictures are. They do have little Halloween monsters or something like that on there. Some sort of Halloween designs or something. Anyway, I'll be able to tell better once I open them up, which I haven't done yet. And then I got this one. It's a pair of Reese's socks. And look at the spiders on these things. Oh my gosh. They're just drooling. Those are evil spiders, and we all know what I think of them. It is no secret what Julie thinks of spiders. But the socks were cute, so I bought them anyway. Oh, and I just realized, see, this is just it. I was in different stores, so at some point I wouldn't remember what I bought at another store. But apparently, I bought 2 Twizzlers. They won't go to waste. I'll wear them. And, oh my gosh, you know you're losing it when. I have another one of the Kisses ones, too, that I just showed. Oh my gosh. This is just it. This was over the course of days. I was in all these different stores, and you see something and you don't remember what you bought last time. You just go, oh, there's something that I like, and you buy it and you can't remember that you just bought it already. Anyway, I also got the Hostess Cupcakes socks, which are cute. I always liked munching on those in the day. I haven't had one in a long time. And I got the Pop-Tarts socks. And I have not had one of these in I don't know how long, and I always loved having these. I'm a real coconut nut, as we know. And it's the Snowballs socks. Oh, love me a good snowball, I'll tell you. So those were all $1.25. Now the next, oh, wait a minute, I got one more item that's $1.25. This is something that I have not seen in any of our stores, and I've been looking for it, and it's the bee wreath form. See how it's kind of hard to tell with the background, but it's shaped like a bee. I'm going to be, it's got the little bee stinger down at the bottom. I'm going to be doing that at some point, making myself a nice bee wreath. So I got that. Now, the next items are from the plus section. The first two, I was not intending to buy. I had not even been thinking about them. But then I saw them. So anyway, you know me, once I see something and I want it, it's hard for me to say no to myself. And I saw the one first, and I didn't know how much it was. And actually, I thought they were $5 a piece when I bought them, but actually they were only $3. So it wasn't as bad as I thought. It was a little better. But I got this guy. Look at this gnome for $3. And you can move his hat whichever way you want to go. It seems like it's sort of bendable. And he's got the little elf ears on. He's, you know, all in his little elf outfit. I just could not resist. And I saw him, and Dave says, oh, you might as well get him. And then I said, oh, no, Dave. I said, look, there's another one. And there was another one sort of pushed back. And it was an elf too. There were other ones that weren't elves, but I was kind of fond of the elf thing. And I said, what am I going to do? Which one should I get? And he says, oh, get both of them. So I did. I got this guy. He's got like a sort of a sweater hat on him, and he's got the elf ears too and the little elf costume. For $3. I couldn't help myself. Well, $3 US. Bear in mind that any of these Dollar Tree items were all US prices, as were everything I've shown so far has been. Now, this next item is my last item from the Dollar Tree in the US, and it's one of the items I was looking for. I'm always seeing on other people's videos who are in the US when they buy these tiered trays. And we don't get them here because they're a plus item, but I really wanted one. And I don't know how big they are. I'm guessing by the looks of it that it may not be that large of a tiered tray. So I might use these, well, this one, I only have one. I might use this one in my bathroom, but I'm not sure yet. But it's the Seasonal Collection 2-tiered Ghost Tray for $5. And you can see that it has the ghosts that go all the way around. So I was so happy to get that. And like I say, the number of Dollar Trees and the amount of aggravation for poor Dave, who just couldn't handle another minute of it, in order for me to finally get that. And I would have liked to have gotten one of their Christmas ones as well, but I didn't find those. And that was what the item was that was at Hobby Lobby that I wanted to find. Was theirs wasn't $5. I forget how much it was. I don't know, was it $9.99 or was it more than that? I can't remember now. But they had a really nice one for Christmas that I would have liked to have gotten. But like I say, we only went in the one Hobby Lobby, and Dave was having an absolute fit. He's like, get me out of here. I can't stand all this happy stuff. He was more happy when he got to that section of the store that has like man stuff, you know, they have car stuff and that. He was content over there, but when you're over there where all the frilly stuff is and all the little critters, nope, get them out. So, anyway, I got that there. The next, oops, I think I just dropped something on the floor. The next items came from, where was I at here? Oh my gosh. What store was I in? Oh, Michael's. It was Michael's. I dropped the receipt on the floor, so I couldn't see where it was, and I was drawing a blank. The next two items came from Michael's, and I know that these are going to be available here in Canada. I've seen them online, but they are going to be more money, so it's like, I realize there's a difference in the money, but I think it was still, you know, a good deal to get them where we did. And they didn't have, when we went down the aisle, it didn't say that they were on sale. There were no signs there that said this area is such and such a percentage off. And we didn't know for sure, but I had looked online and it said that they were on sale online. So I said something about it to Dave, and he saw one of the girls walking by that worked there, and she says, oh, well, let me look. And she looked it up on her computer, her little handheld computer, and sure enough, she said it was on sale. So I ended up, I wish my receipt wasn't on the ground because I forget what the regular price was. The price was $29.99, and I'm getting all caught up in my stool here. And I got these for $17.99 a piece. And I couldn't say no to them. I'm pretty sure I already have a gingerbread pillow that Dave got me last year, but I couldn't say no to two more. Look at this guy. Isn't he cute? For $17.99 US, of course. And like I say, I just adored him. Couldn't say no to him. And then they had his little girlfriend. And there she is with her little bow on top, and she got her little collar around here and little hearts for cheeks and little balls along here and that. So cute. I just couldn't say no to those. So that was my haul portion of the video. Like I say, it was quite the trip. I did not know we were even going on it. So I didn't mention it anyway, even once he finally told me. I didn't mention it to everybody on here because I thought, well, they always say you shouldn't mention when you're going away until you get back. Because if you do say anything, then somebody might know where you live and then you might get broken into. And I didn't want to have that happen, even though I did have the neighbor downstairs keeping an ear out, you know, in case he was to hear anybody in here. He was definitely to give us a call, which would have been tricky because he actually couldn't have called me. We don't have a cell phone plan that has US coverage on it, which I might have to rectify that. But we don't have one. We have a very good one for here in Canada, but we don't have US coverage. So when we went down there, we went to a Walmart and we got a different SIM card with a 30-day US plan on it. So that meant I had a completely different phone number then, and nobody could have called me even if they had wanted to. They could have messaged me still on Facebook if it was, you know, like family or somebody that had to get a hold of me. But, you know, like the guy downstairs couldn't have called me. But hopefully he would have called the police if he thought something wasn't right anyways. But like I say, I did not even know we were going on this trip. At some point, Dave started hinting about it, saying that we were going somewhere, and he did not tell me where. And I thought, well, I don't know, maybe he's going to take me, because we've always wanted to drive around and see more of British Columbia, maybe even see some more of Alberta. You know, there's a lot of beautiful places out there. But no, he decided he wanted to take the other, you know, that was on our bucket list too, was to drive down into the States, down to California, and to see Las Vegas. And I'll be honest, having been to Las Vegas once, I don't know if I'd ever go back there. I mean, yes, you've got all the big fancy hotels and all that stuff, but it was like the atmosphere, like I'm not a city person. I'm not a person who wants a lot of noise. and a lot of people around. I just as soon sit there around a campfire at a cottage, you know. That's more who I am personally. But I did want to see Vegas, so I won't say that I didn't. But having seen it once, that was good for me. You know, you're walking down the strip and you've got, I don't mean to be prudish or anything, but you've got quite a few girls walking up and down the strip. If you've ever been there, you know what I mean. And they're all in various states of undress. They've got their rear ends hanging out, which I realize is the style in swimwear nowadays. Personally, I often wonder, why is it that women are the ones that are always letting it all hang out, and yet the guys have the biggest baggiest shorts on that money can buy when they go to the beach? You know, what is the disconnect here? But anyway, you go to Vegas, you got these girls walking around and they're letting it all hang out in the backside, and they're either wearing things where their boobs are all pushed up at the front, or some of them were wearing no tops at all with maybe like a couple of pieces of tape over their nipples, or, you know, something like a, you know, pasties or something on, and they're all wanting you to pose with them for pictures. I said to Dave, I said, you know, I almost have half of mine to actually do it, to actually stand there and get a picture where he could be sitting there with this great big ear-to-ear grin on his face and me just going, we didn't do it though. I was tempted though, because that would pretty much sum up my opinion of it, and I'm sure his opinion of it differed completely. But anyway, to me it just wasn't my kind of place. You know, there was a lot of I'm not a drug user. I've never done drugs a day in my life, and you know, I don't care if somebody else does something and it doesn't affect me, but I don't like it when people do it out in public where it does affect you. And just walking up and down the strip, especially after dark, the pot smoking all up and down that strip was terrible. I mean, Dave isn't as bad about it as I am, but even he didn't like it. You know, that you were walking along and being constantly subjected to it. I did not like that at all. My attitude is, fine, if you want to get high, they have gummies for that. They have brownies for that. You know, pop one of those into your mouth. You can be as high as you want, but don't subject me to the smoke of it, because I don't like that. And then, you know, when you go into the casinos, of course, there's smoking everywhere in the casinos. You know, you can't walk anywhere near with the casinos without smelling it. And you know, that's something I forgot to mention. We did go into the one casino where we were staying, and we have a rule basically. $20 a piece, that's your limit. Well, Dave actually went over the rule because of what happened, but I had my $20. Mine just disappeared really quickly. I was not getting any hits at all. Dave, on the other hand, on the exact same machine, had a lot more luck. He won over $200 with his 20. Bear in mind, his bet was only $20. That's all he had invested. He won over 200, and he did give me another 20 to see if maybe I would have a bit more luck, but that disappeared too, so I didn't get anywhere with it. And I think at one point he had two $1 bills in his wallet, and he bet those and we lost those, but we were still up by over $200, so that was good. But I hate that going in there, like they try to say that it has to have the smoking in there in order for people to go there, but to be honest, you know, most people don't smoke these days, so you're offending, you know, over 2/3 of the people in order to make the other third happy. I just don't understand it myself. If they were going to have, you know, casinos where people were smoking, fine, have that a completely separate, not just another room next to a room, because smoke moves from there to there. Have it so that it, you know, is a completely separate room, so that I can go into a casino that doesn't have cigarette smoke and maybe sit for a little while, because with the smoke around you, I'm not going to sit for long. I'll tell you that right now. But anyway, we did have a little bit of luck. We did beat the casino. We walked out winners. So anyway, like I say, I was still surprised that there were actually lots of people who brought children to Vegas. I'm like, I don't think it's really children friendly, and not from what I saw. I would not have brought my children. Oh, I only had one, but I would not have brought my child there. I can tell you that. But anyway, it was quite the trip. There are surprises along the way, and like I say, if you watch my videos, you'll see what some of those were, some of the things that we did, and some of the things that we saw that I'm not really telling you about right now, because I want you to watch the videos to see. But anyway, it was quite the trip, very tiring because of the amount of driving involved in it, but it was really something to see, and I wouldn't mind going back there and trying it at least once more. And if, God forbid, we could have a little bit more time, that would be great. You know, you felt so rushed, it was like we needed at least a month in order to do it instead of just 2 weeks. Or fly down and rent a car so you don't have all that time wasted driving back and forth. But anyway, like I say, it is quite the thing to see. So, you know, we enjoyed it. And it was good to get back home, because I was tired of getting all my stuff out of the suitcase. You know, you're moving to a different hotel every night. There was only one point where we were in the same hotel. When we were in Vegas, we spent 2 nights. So there was 2 nights that there was a bit there where I didn't have to, pick up everything up and move it. And there was one other point where we stayed in Glendale, California for 3 nights, and you'll find out later why. But anyway, most of the time it was like on to the next place, and every time you stop, you got to get all your supplies out and stuff like that, and it's tiring. You know, you get a little bit tired of doing it. But that's what vacations are all about, or at least with us they always seem to be. We never just go to one place and just sit. Never do. It's always go, go, go. And anyway, we're home now, and Dave's back to work, so back to the old grind. So I hope you all enjoyed my video today. If you liked it, be certain to hit that like button, and if you haven't already subscribed, I'd love it if you join my YouTube family. So hit the subscribe button and also the notification bell, and set it to all so you don't miss any of my uploads. I hope you're all doing well. I hope that you're all healthy and happy. And until next time, bye-bye. I forgot some items from Dollarama that I picked up. We went in there the one day looking for 9-volt batteries, because when we came home from our trip, the one smoke detector was going off, and I didn't have any more 9-volt batteries. Searched a few Dollaramas, couldn't find the batteries, had to spend $14.99 at another store, and I was not happy about that. So next time I go into a Dollarama and I do see the 9 volts, I'm going to pick some up whether I think I need them or not, so I can have them on hand. But anyway, while we were in Dollarama, Dave spotted these and he liked them, so we picked them up. And it's the Scarecrows. And this one is a ghost. We got the ghost one. And this one is the witch with her little goofy face with her little tooth. We got that. And then this one is the jack-o'-lantern. Got that one. Oops, my other stick's getting in my way here. Sticking up. And the last one is obviously the vampire one. So we picked those up. It's got the little cape on the back. Picked those up, and now I have to take those outside and get my Halloween decorating started. So I'm anxious to get to that as soon as I'm done with this video. So anyway, that is definitely it for now. And see you later. Bye-bye.
Bonus here, Exert.
Yeah.
You guys see the seal through the disc.
Just